Want to welcome to the set as our coaching crew segment, Coach Goganis, Coach Keith Goganis. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Rev.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule as you have put together a tremendous defensive segment, and I just want to applaud you on that first of all, but your defense has been stellar this season. What exactly can you say was the ingredient?
Well, I think the ingredient key to it was, we talked about, everybody doing their part and playing up to their part and being disciplined and being fundamentally sound. We approached it as teaching all the guys and treating them all the same and making sure that they came out to practice every day, disciplined and ready to go to work. So we kept that kind of approach to it, and the guys kind of took to that discipline piece, and they played that way on Saturdays.
Now, you had an advantage, Coach, because you actually were a segment coach last year, but now this year you're the coordinator. So, and not too many personnel changes as far as the young men are concerned. So you had an advantage coming in to this particular season. Just kind of reflect on how you've approached this season now as the coordinator.
Well, as a coordinator, the first thing I want to do is really kind of get the guys to believe in what we were doing. They had been fortunate enough to have been in the system a year, so it wasn't a lot of relearning that they had to do, just a matter of correcting the things that we didn't quite execute right last year. And one of the things I really had to start with doing is making them comfortable and believing in the system, taking some things down to make it fit the way they played, and putting certain guys in certain situations, moving certain guys around. And then we had some injuries, so we really kind of had to taper off on a lot of things we were doing and kind of perfect the stuff that we were doing to make sure that we did that excellent. And as the season went on, the guys started taking more to it and started playing faster and quicker and more disciplined.
Now as a segment coach, you coach the defensive line, and this is just me from the sideline looking. Okay. A lot of what happens, that's where it starts. Is that because those are your babies, or?
Well, the thing about it is, actually, I coach the linebackers. That's
linebackers, right?
So those guys are kind of the guys at the heart and soul of our defense. But our core of our defense is our front four. That's kind of the most guys we have on that team. So getting the push off the line of scrimmage with the guys up front gets our linebackers the ability to make all the tackles. So being a linebacker myself, when I played in college and high school, I always kind of endear myself to the D line to make sure they get the things that they need so that I can make all the plays.
Give them a little inspiration.
It's a movement.
Now, one thing that I've always wanted to ask, and we actually had Pagis on the show. He's actually a linebacker, but you let him put his hand in the dirt.
McGee's has a unique situation. He's quick enough to be a D lineman, but he's a little undersized. But him playing that rush hybrid D end that we have, where he can put the pressure off the backside on most offensive best blockers. So that's kind of an advantage for him because he's so quick off the ball, but it's a real disadvantage to somebody trying to block him that's 320 pounds and he's 225.
Right, exactly.
So he does a real good job for us. And then we can drop him into coverage as well, so he kind of fills the role of two guys in one.
Now, you bring great experience to Hampton because you did some NFL time. Tell us a little bit about your NFL time.
I was fortunate enough as I came out of high school and went to Penn State and played there for 5 years. I got drafted by the Buffalo Bills, and I played in the league for 6 years. I played on 2 Super Bowl teams in Buffalo. I played in Jacksonville and in Baltimore. I played linebacker there. So the experience that I had in the league and at Penn State, I kind of teach the young men that we have at Hampton the discipline that it takes and the dedication that it takes to the sport if you really want to be successful.
Any advice to those that are looking to get into coaching, or even young men that are looking to aspire to go to that next level?
I think you really have to look at it and see in your heart. It's really time consuming. A lot of people don't know the behind the scenes things that you have to do and how much time goes into your prep work during the week. But if you're seriously dedicated to getting into the sport and really want to be part of it, you have to have that dedication to it. You have to really have that true love of the sport.
Well, we appreciate it, and we see your love of the sport every Saturday through the young men. We also see the great discipline that comes out. And so thank you so much, and best wishes for this last one as we take on the Morgan State Bears.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Coach Rose rejoins us to preview the Hampton's last final game of the season. The Pirates hit the road and head up to Maryland to meet the Morgan State Bears. It's preview time. We've got the Morgan State Bears, and it's always interesting. These last two games of the season, we do the Rattlers and then the Bears, and it's almost a similar setup, Coach. I know last week we looked across the field and you saw 5 guys that wore the blue and white. This week, you look across the field and
I've got about 3 or 4 of those. You know, Donald Hill, the head coach, Morgan, you know, was with us in the early 90s. Marcus, the linebacker coach, and Marcus White was with us as a player at Hampton. He's also a linebacker. And then Coach Parham is the defense coordinator. And so those guys, you know, familiar faces. But again, it will be business as usual. You know, I'll talk to them after the game.
The series history, we've pretty much dominated the Bears.
Yeah, you know, and it's, you know, every now and then. I think last year, you know, I remember that vividly because, you know, I think they beat us by 3, and I think that the year before that we got them, and you know, we've got the series. But again, you know, every time we play a team, especially someone that, you know, is, you know, part of the staff, it's almost like a little bragging right kind of deal. And you know, it's all good and, you know, and fun, and but you know, during those 60 minutes, you know, they're the enemy.
Yeah.
You know, so right now, you know, we're going to go in there and try to take the Bears out, you know, and just, you know, hunting for the Bears.
Yeah. Last game of the season, Coach, with no real postseason opportunity, how do you really fire up the guys?
Man, that's a great question. Matter of fact, Sunday we normally have our recap where we kind of go through the special teams and walk through and all that stuff. And I told the coach I wasn't going to do that this year. I'm going to bring them up and just let them know and just tell them how proud I am. And I told them, I said, look, at that time it was 7 days left until, you know, we play Morgan. And I just said, make every day count. I mean, just make sure that you go out right. Seniors, make sure that you put forth the effort. You know, I love you. You know, you guys been great, but you know, it's time. Let's go out. Let's do this right and go ahead and, you know, I know everything didn't go the way we wanted, but you know, we got close. You know, the momentum we're building, and let's continue to go forward. So I kind of do the motivational things on them, and I'm just this week, just, you know, just make this show. Some of you, it might be the last time you will put pads on.
Yeah. Last game of the season, actually, last show, and this has kind of been that virgin voyage for us. Talk about the Pomoco Don Rose football show.
Yeah, I tell you that I'm just great. I think the people in Pomoco were excellent. You know, the general managers, the presidents there, they just did a great job, open armed, as well as NASCAR for allowing me to have the show here. You know, this is a great venue, and you know, it's just it's so much more to come. I just feel that this is a start. You know, we're just planting the seed, and I'm just thankful that also Fox 43 that they allowed us to have the show there. Hopefully we can get the times changed, you know, so people can watch. You know, we have 1:30 in the morning, but we'll work on that. But I'm just thankful that we got a chance to do that, and you know, just beware that blue and white. We're gonna come back and strike you. We're gonna come back. So I'm just thankful for everybody that had a part of doing that, as well as our producers and cameramen and things like that. And you know, let's go Pirates, man. Let's keep this thing going.
Absolutely.
And also thank you, Red.
My pleasure, Coach.
Right.
My pleasure, Coach. Appreciate everything. Appreciate everything. We want to thank you for watching the Pomoco Don Rose football show, and we're going to keep the Pirates strong, finish strong, and as always, go Pirates.
Go Pirates. All right.